Hey, Tony Gash here. Feeling good today because didn't have any one-on-one calls today, and so it allowed me the opportunity to do my work in my business, but shoot more videos. So I think this is the third video I'm shooting today, and you realize how much time you have, when you really make time for yourself to be able to do what you need to do. So that's just a little pointer for you. You got to prioritize you. So that's why I'm slowing down this year with the one-on-one sessions, because it's a whole hour of time for one person where I could do a video and answer a question from one person, but reach more than one person in that time. So y'all understand that. And if you signed up for coaching with me, then we'll be talking soon if you got a session. God bless you for that. Now I got this here letter, and it's written in very large font, so y'all got to forgive me, because I'm gonna have to be scrolling because it's in big font. And it's how to heal. This guy been broke ever since I had been dealing with him. Even after he moved in with me last year, when he said he was visiting, but ended up staying longer than expected, and I allowed it. I let him stay with me from November 2019 until March 2020, when he ran off after I told him he has to start helping pay bills in my house. I had been helping him since April 2019, and then he ended up leaving me in August 2019 because he told me he didn't want to be a burden on me, but ended up dealing with another female. She told him he basically couldn't live off of her anymore, and then he came back to me with the excuse he's going through depression, that he's sorry for how he did me, and I believed him, gave him a second chance. In that time frame of him coming back of November 2019 up until March 2020, he was a liar, a user, manipulative, and everything else on top of that. Nothing to his name, and he still disrespected me. When he landed a job in January 2020 from my help, I told him in February 2020, I'll give you a month to get your funds up before you have to start paying me $220 a month. He got money from the VA in March, which was almost $4,000, and he left me that month. Came once I reminded him he has to help me. He came back around in July 2020. My emotions were still there, and I thought maybe he would see how much I've been there for him and loved him, and that he'll change, but he didn't. August 2020, he told me he was going home for one of his son's birthday. Oh, y'all, let me cut my sound off here now. Somebody sent me a text message, I guess. Still came to my computer. I couldn't make sure that ain't the queen now. Oh, yeah, it is the queen. Y'all hold on. Gotta let the queen know I love her. I was telling her I was filming, but she just seen my text. Now, he came back around in July 2020. My emotions were still there, and I thought maybe he would see how much I've been there for him and loved him, that he'll change, but he didn't. August 2020, he told me he was going home for one of his son's birthday, that he'll be back, but remind you, his son's mother never let him get his son because she doesn't like him nor trust him with them. He went home and started lacking communication to where nights I would go to sleep not hearing from him. He would make excuses saying he was asleep, but falling asleep in midday was a lie. Then he couldn't keep his phone on, but got upset with me because I didn't pay his bill because I'm his woman, and he knew he was down bad. But I had been helping plenty of times before and never got my money back from him, or no money from him, period, besides $300 one time. His brother told me to go on and be happy with someone else because he's not treating me right, and that he's cheating, and that he's no good and a B. And I responded, I know he's not doing me like that, and I've been helping him out since we've been together. Word got back to him, so he basically started ignoring me when I would reach out to him. He would respond saying, how everybody know you've been helping me and you've been talking about me. But that's not how the conversation went, so I don't know what his brother told him. But now there's a new girl involved because he basically lied to me about him going through it and working a lot. But she posted him on Facebook saying, the kids and I appreciate you, happy baby, happy birthday. I found out which her kids aren't his, but I guess he's doing for hers and not really his own 5 kids. He's 25 now, but did me dirty and moved on fast while I'm here with this soul tie, but living a happy life with a female he only been having conversation with for a month. I got PTSD from him because he beat me up pretty badly and pulled out on me in November 2019 when he went through my phone and saw a picture of me and this guy I was hanging with going out on dates when he left me the first time. I'm trying to heal at this point, but I'm damaged. He gave me a fairy tale and I was crazy enough to believe it. I wanted to warn the new girl, but my mind keeps telling me not to. Maybe he'll grow for her since he didn't for me and not use her like he used me. But he also told me that he's not on my level financially and saw it was going to be a problem because I wasn't about to keep giving him my money and stopped helping him financially, but moved on and got in a relationship, but made the statement he doesn't want to hold me back after he's already damaged and robbed me of my mental state. Okay, now, right now, after reading that, after reading this, I'm gonna start reading these before I get on here. Because I be moving too fast and I say, listen, I want to read these and I want my reaction to be natural. I'm not an actor, so if I'm reading it 2-3 times, I'm gonna have to act on a response. But same time, I can't be reading these and filming, see that it's a letter that I can't answer, and then because I've answered it 50 million times on how to heal, and so it was nothing new to say on how to heal. And so I apologize for that. But listen, maybe because you listen to this letter, maybe you can listen to it again if you want to. Y'all give her some advice in the comments. Just for all my life coaches that's on mymentor.life, what would you tell her to do? Let's let some other coaches get in here. If you're not a certified coach yet, you can become a coach on TonyGastinsAcademy.com. Take the life coach certification, which will prepare you to become a coach. Right now, it's still listed at 50% off for the month of January. So please know that when I get to shoot it again, it's going to market value, and it's going to be at market value unless I run a sale on a special day. But me and my wife was looking up stuff last night, and just looking at brands and stuff, and how some of the brands do and how, they run their brand. And I was learning some stuff, and I say, man, you know what? I've been, downplaying, my gift and what I'm giving and what I'm doing for a long time now. And so, but I did this for the people who really support me and who there. So if you want to be a life coach, you want to take that certification, you better go ahead and get it, because the price going up. But y'all give her some advice and be kind. Don't call her no names or anything like that, but just give her a few steps that you done did that'll help her. And I'm gonna go on to the next letter, and hopefully by now, sister, you've seen some of my other videos and got your answer on how to heal. So I'm gonna go on to the next letter. Hi, my boyfriend, who is in his 40s, has been talking to his old friend from elementary. They talk on the phone for like an hour when I'm not around. He has text messages in his phone saying he needs her. I need you. His exact words to her, to get her to stay in his life. I never talked to her before. And when we had our baby, he made her the godmom without my consent because she drove him to the hospital and came up with his name. I just feel like he loves her. Should I leave? Well, sister, he definitely loves her. He definitely loves her because he calls her a friend. And she has done the things that friends do. And she probably doesn't want him. Like he probably is either ugly to her or like a dog, look like a dog to her, or she knows something about him. So she there for him and she got love for him, but she see him as a friend. But the thing about it with men is when a man has a female friend, when a male has a female friend who is there for him and supportive of him, and he's not sleeping with her, or she doesn't have those kind of feelings, and she's not trying to take him and trying to ruin his relationship, that really makes a lot of males fall in love with those women because they're building on friendship and it's no involved. Now sometimes it right here could be involved, but when this here is involved, it's hard for that other woman to do what she doing, naming your son and all of that right there. That if they getting it in, then this right here will blow up it'll blow up pretty soon. If they not getting it in, then she could be his friend, but he does have love for her. So what you got to do is, and see, they talk on the phone for like an hour when you're not around. When I'm not around, that's what you said now. He has text messages in his phone saying he needs her. Sis, that right there, that reeks. That smell bad there. Oh, okay, now what you said in the beginning, hi, my boyfriend, who was in his 40s, been talking to his old friend from elementary. So that's the thing. He probably loved her, had a crush on her in elementary. Now she done came back around. They talking. She probably done went through some things and then got her heart broken. Now she talking to her friend and probably a little bit kind of why he got to be taken, but don't want to just overstep her boundaries and try to get him to leave you. But the role she playing, she know and she could tell it's making him fall in love with her. So she playing that role. Now, here you are, should I leave? She also knows this was going to happen. She knows that you going to get fed up and you was going to see that he loved her and that you going to be wanting to leave. And then boom, when you leave, she got him all to herself without having to take him physically or throw salt on your name or try to just break y'all up. And so that's the thing. Now you say, I never talked to her before. And when we had our baby, he made her the godmom without my consent because she drove him to the hospital and came up with his name. Now, for one, unless you absolutely in love with your son's name, depending on how old your son is, I'll be changing that son's name. Hey, we gotta change his name. We gotta change his name. We're not finna have a name of your little friend that we don't know if she is Jezebel or if she is Delilah and got her spirit on my son's name. No, we going to the courthouse, Playboy. What you want to do? I play with it. You'll be on all kind of child support. Play with it. Yeah. All right. All right. 911. You see the black eye? Nah, I ain't saying do all that. Nah, don't do all that. I'm just playing. Nah, I'm just playing. But what I'm saying is, a man know when you serious. And one thing that every man feels, especially he in his 40s, he most scared. They feel that child support. So when a man ain't doing right and he trying to play the middle in both ends and he kind of trying to juggle you with this friend and he giving her all this kind of like, really, bro? You letting another woman name your son that you had with your girlfriend, and then you make the other woman your son godmama without asking your girlfriend for permission? We don't know your friend, Playboy. She might like to do little stuff. Okay, she over there changing his diaper. Look at this little thing. You never know who you dealing with. And your son over there like, what's going on with this grown woman? Your friend that you got her naming your son and the godmom. We don't know her. We don't know her. See, that's the thing. It's a woman's place to evaluate the other women in her man life, because women know women. So see, a woman could read a woman. So a woman could look at that woman and say, hey, I don't like her spirit. I see something on her. That ain't no genuine friend. Because that other woman, she should have came and said, hey, I want to meet your girlfriend. Like, I want her to meet her so I can get to know her. She can get to know me. She can feel my spirit. And she know, like, what you mean, name your son like this name? Like, I don't want to do that. That's because I'm a woman. I know how women are. I wouldn't want another woman that I have not met, that my man is quote unquote best friends with, naming my son if I have not met that other woman and I love that name and I love that woman's spirit and I like her and she's become my friend too because she's truly a platonic friend with my man. Like that other woman, your boyfriend, other friend, that's what she should have said. But the role she playing, she like trying to look like friends, like may really be his friend in the sense of like ain't sleeping with him, but she playing dirty. Because and when a female friend want to keep her distance and didn't make it a point to come talk to you and get to know you and introduce herself and all of that, and let your boyfriend call shots that will involve her as his friend, his lady friend, but not involve you as the woman, the girlfriend, the mother of this child, that woman in the wrong. Nah, and she blatantly in the wrong, but it's also your man in the wrong. And you in a relationship with him. You're not in a relationship with her. So technically she don't owe you nothing. Yes, women need to form a sisterhood and respect other women relationships, and she shouldn't even be putting herself in that position to be a temptress or a distraction or any of that, to be taking energy that he need to be giving you. She absorbing that energy from him so that she feel like she got a man or somebody who adores her or loves her in her life, and she taking that from you and she allowing herself to be that energy dump, and then he bringing back to you scraps. So yes, he is falling in love with her and may be in love with her, and then you just a casualty, you who he bumped into when he wasn't in touch with her. And then you gave him husband benefits. So you put yourself in this position by sleeping with a boyfriend. And you sleeping with a boyfriend that you don't really fully know and don't really fully love or have his whole love, because for him to be doing this, that let me know y'all not that close. Y'all ain't that good, because he wouldn't be doing this if you made him court you and go through the full process to fall in love with you. And if you played your hand right to where he got to fall in love with you, because y'all building in a romantic relationship, but you building on the firm foundation of friendship, meaning no see, you hopped on your bike, not only did you hop on your bike, boom, you expose yourself for potential STD, then now you conceive, you get pregnant, now you done had a child, and this is your boyfriend. So the hard part of this, the tough lesson on this is what happens when you do things your way instead of God's way. This is what we find ourselves in. A situationship where now you have a lifelong commitment to a boyfriend and y'all are too old for this kind of behavior because he in his 40s. So I assume you around in your 40s. And Lord willing, in your 40s, or maybe you're in your 30s or your 20s. I don't know, you ain't say your age, but he in his 40s. Which sounds like he might be in his 40s, you might not be, because you said who is in his 40s instead of saying we are in our 40s. See, I read into stuff like that a lot of y'all who don't get these letters don't read into. So you might not be in your 40s, which would be a crying shame, because now you didn't let this man who older, who in his 40s and know good and well, he need to be getting married. So this is a man that you became in a relationship with who he's in his 40s and single. So he was in his 40s and available. So if a man in his 40s and available, it's time to get married. Ain't time to be being no boyfriend with husband benefits getting a woman pregnant. It's time to get on one knee and propose, get married, then start your family. But see, he was just using you for that, the dump. So as he dumping in you, then he come back and meet her, get reconnected with her, start building with her. So he talking to her, falling in love with her, but taking out the sexual energy and the lust that he's feeling for her, he taking it out on you. Now you got the repercussion of it because you conceived, and now you have to raise your son, which is his son as well, for the rest of your life with a man that does not love you and actually is trying to love another woman. Now this is a lesson for everyone watching this video who is sleeping with someone that is not your husband. And you're not only sleeping with him, but you're sleeping with him unprotected. And you don't really know him because he's not your husband, because he hasn't put in the work to love you and to be with you. And he doesn't love you enough to give you a lifelong commitment to say, will you marry me? Then set the wedding date, then get married, then try to start a family, all the while being a solid, good man. So you are sleeping with a stranger who don't even love you. And that's the lesson here. So here's the thing. Before you leave, because you don't put the cart before your horse. So you just can't leave because your cart in front of the horse. So you got to try to unwind some things. You got to try to move some things around. You got to get them horses back in their position. Get the horses, okay, in front of the cart. You done put the cart in front of the horses. So you got to move some things around, okay? And so what you first need to do is put your foot down and say, listen, I'm not okay with this friendship because I know it's not a friendship. I know this is more than a friendship because this doesn't make any sense. Because what kind of man give another woman the naming rights to his child when he got a woman? And what kind of man make another woman the godmother of his child without asking the mother of the child? Because people have spirits, people have energy, people have issues, people have problems. I don't know that woman. I ain't been able to read that woman or talk to that woman or build with that woman. So I don't know if she don't even like my son, if she gonna be thumping my son in the soft spot of his head when you take my son around her. I don't know what she gonna be doing, because she could be completely jealous of what we have going and she want to be in my position. And I don't know if she crazy and gonna have me on the episode of Snap on the wrong side of the episode. on the losing end of the episode. So this right here, this got to be cut all the way out, because if this was truly a friend, you would have introduced me to her from day one. From the first time y'all spoke, you would have told me about her. You would have put the phone on speakerphone, and you would have had us talk, and then you would have had us link up. She drove you to the hospital to see the son. So what was you doing? And with her that she had to drive you to the hospital? And why ain't already meet her? And why she had to drive you to the hospital? Sister, now hold on, now pause. I'm talking as you to him, but let me ask you a question. Do you dating a 40-year-old without a car? Is you dating a 40-year-old without a car? Come on. Oh, now that just hit me right there. Why she driving him to the hospital? Do he not have a car? Do he not have a license? Was he drinking? Ain't no reason for her to be driving him to the hospital. He not pregnant. His water ain't break. He wasn't having contractions. He could have drove himself to the hospital. Unless this 40-year-old man don't got no car. Unless this 40-year-old man is a street guy. Unless this 40-year-old man don't have a license. He got a suspended license. Oh yes, getting juicy now. See, you ain't know I was going to ask you about all this in these 3.5 lines. This email, 3.5 lines. Most of the emails be 50 lines. You ain't know all this. Sis, listen. Listen, regardless of what you do and how this turn out, you got to take a lesson from this. Because ain't nobody and tell you to get in this relationship. Ain't nobody. You better get in a relationship. Get in that relationship with that man right now. If you don't get in a relationship right now, I'm finna blow it all out. Ain't nobody do that. You made a decision to get in a relationship with a 40-year-old man and then get on your bike and unprotected. He could have gave you syphilis. He could have gave you every kind of package. Instead, he fertilized your egg. And now you have a liar, you have a cheater, you have a deceiver. You sound like you got a man who don't drive in his 40s as your baby daddy. And you have to deal with this man for the rest of your life. Because for as long as you have a son, and you're going to have a son, you got to deal with this man. So, think on this now. Think on this. And really sit down and get to the bottom of this. And what I would say is put your foot down first. Put your foot down. And I had to do this, in my relationship. I had to do this. I had to cut off, friends, lady friends. I had to cut that off. My wife had to cut off male friends. And we ain't bring no friends into our relationship because we understand human nature. And we each other friend. Everybody else of the opposite, that's a constituent, that's a colleague, that's hey and bye. That's it. So, hey, understand this now. Understand what I'm telling you. So, this right here, put your foot down, see if he's gonna do it. I don't think he will because he's in his 40s. And I don't think he loved you because he got you pregnant before he even tried to marry you. And the moves he done made, that's some huge things. To let a woman name your son, that is huge. Because you got to call your son by that name for the rest of his life that this woman named. So every time he say his son name, he going to think about this woman. So he got a soul tie with her. And we don't know if they haven't slept together, if they haven't actually dated in the past when they was younger and just things went different ways, but she left him for whatever reason, but he still loved her, and that's who he want to be with, like Brown Sugar, like the movie Brown Sugar. Look at the movie Brown Sugar now. So we don't know what all the details in here, because it sounds like you don't even know. You don't know a third of the details, because he catching you up to speed late. Oh yeah, she came up with the name. Oh yeah, she the godmama too. Oh yeah, she drove me to the hospital too. Oh yeah, she is her. Oh yeah, her suicide 8 too. Oh yeah, her middle name this. Oh yeah, her Oh yeah, Oh yeah, he bring you up to speed, and you like, wow. Every time he hitting you with something else, wow. She did that too. Wow, she did. Wow. That's in y'all story. So you really don't even know how deep this here thing go. and you really don't know her mental state, where she at, what type of person she is. But I'm gonna tell you right now, she a little shady. She a little shysty to even do that, because a good, classy woman, she's not gonna put herself in that position. A woman who won't take your man, she's not gonna put herself in that position. She'll never take the liberty of naming another woman's son without that woman's permission, suggesting a name, anything. And what your boyfriend don't know is the name she gave your son is probably her first love name, probably his name or his middle name, or the man that she fell in love with whenever. Probably is his name. So your son's name might be named after another man that she truly in love with, and your ignorant boyfriend don't even know it. That's why he don't drive in his 40s. Got a woman driving him to the hospital. Yo, grown, musty, stinking butt. You got a woman driving, and you gonna let the woman name, what in the world? Let the woman name your son and then make the woman your godmama without even asking your son mama? Boy, you ought to be slapped. Send him this video. Man, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Man, go on somewhere, man. Go on, grow up, man. You is too old for that. You in your 40s. Come on now. Come on now. You can't live like that. What you think gonna come to you? Ain't no good coming to you. When you playing a woman like this, you got this woman on her bike, you doing her like this, and you dealing with this other woman. Ain't no good coming out of that. You playing yourself. Because the woman, your friend over there, don't want you. And now, your son mama don't want you. Now she getting ready to leave. So you finna be left high and dry. It's like, come on, man. You too old for this. You got to grow up. You got to be a man. You got to get your life in order. You got to learn how to treat a woman. You got to. So, hey, send it right here to him. Hey, God bless you. And I see some text coming in, so I got to go. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.